Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we talked to Eastern Kentuckians living in Nashville about the devastation left by yesterday's tornado.
And we'll show you how one company is working to lend a helping hand to those who were left without a home in the aftermath of that tornado.
And back here in Eastern Kentucky, officials in Magoffin County are having a hard time keeping road signs where they belong. We will show you how these thieves could be putting lives at risk.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:01. I'm Will Puckett.
And I am Lacey Roberts.
Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning on to this Wednesday. It's March the 4th. And Lacey, yesterday was a soggy start to the day, but finished out pretty nicely.
It did finish out pretty nicely. And, you know, overnight it wasn't that bad either. Temperatures are kind of where I kind of like to keep it. Not too hot, not too cold. I can get a light jacket on and be okay.
Yeah, perfect. Almost, some people would say. A tiny layer of frost on the car this morning.
Right.
Brandon, let's bring him in. But for the most part, that frost should dissipate by the the mid-morning hours, excuse me, and nice day for the most part.
I don't even think it'll be that long because temperatures are going to climb quickly once the sun starts to come up. So by 8 or 9 o'clock, should be completely gone. I'd say probably 8 o'clock at this point. So yeah, give yourself some time. It's going to be a beautiful day. Let's take a look at those temperatures this morning. We're not showing you satellite and radar because we have nothing to track here, just a few clouds down to the south. So we start with temperatures, which are the most important thing this morning anyway. 32, Somerset, Jonesville, and Irvin. 40s across parts of the Kentucky River and the Big Sandy this morning. So again, big temperature contrast. Already 41 Paducah, down to 39 in Bowling Green and Louisville as we look across the state and region. 33 Cincinnati and 31 in Ashland, one of our cooler spots this morning. 65 today. Some breezy conditions. Winds could gust out of the southwest up to 25 miles per hour. A few more clouds toward the afternoon hours, late afternoon hours, but our headline, sunshine is back today. Rain chances will be around maybe the next couple of days. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. And a nice weekend ahead as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. Lacey?
Thank you, Brandon. And starting off our hour, we have a traffic alert for our viewers in Breathitt County. Both lanes of Kentucky 30 East in Breathitt County are currently closed due to a large rock slide. The slide happened between mile markers 28 and 29 near Reisner Point. No injuries have been reported at this time, and crews hope to have at least one lane open later today. This is a developing story, and we will continue to update you as we learn more.
The Jackson Police Department is investigating a fatal wreck that happened last night in Breathitt County. It all happened on South Kentucky Highway 15 sometime after 7 last night. The wreck shut down Highway 15 for close to 1 hour. The road is now back open. We are still working to learn what led up to the wreck and the names of those involved. We will keep you up to date as we learn more on WYMT.com and the WYMT mobile app.
And dozens of people are dead and dozens more missing after devastating tornadoes in Tennessee.
Now a long road of cleanup ahead to remove downed trees and rebuild homes.
WYMT's Krista Frost is in Nashville tracking the damage up close. She talked to a Georgetown native who was in Nashville when the storm hit.
Good morning to you. We spent all day yesterday and into the nighttime hours just driving around Nashville looking at some of the worst damage, specifically in the north and east ends, and the damage there is just beyond words. We actually talked with a man who was just a few blocks away here in the east end when everything hit.
So I was actually staying at a friend's house, just kind of hanging out, watching movies, spending the night there, and then all of a sudden we heard sirens go off. Then phones started going off, the alarms kept going, we heard wind gusts, then it kind of got really real all at once, just from hearing all the winds, the siren, the thunder. So at that point we just knew that we had to get somewhere safe.
Hang and two others took cover in a lower level of his friend's home.
Just kind of feeling the rumbles and just whenever thunder came, it's just the vibration of it is just so real.
When you looked around, is that when you saw windows?
Oh, yeah. Just like my heart sank right into my stomach. It's just, I mean, everything was destroyed at that point. I mean, there was families outside just looking at their houses. It was unfathomable about the devastation and how everything was just poured out.
Now, luckily, his home doesn't have any damage, but as for his friends, they did go back to collect their valuables, and then they'll be staying with him for the next few days. For now, reporting in Nashville, I'm Krista Frost.
And the duo halfway to Hazard from Eastern Kentucky have called Nashville their home for more than 20 years. They live just miles from where one of those tornadoes touched down, and they are thankful that they were not hurt and none of their friends. But they call Nashville a resilient city and know they will bounce back.
You know, Nashville has seen quite a few disasters over the last, 25 years that I've been here, but we always survive and we always come together as a community, just like Eastern Kentucky.
Most of those fatalities in Tennessee came out of Putnam County, where 18 people were killed and at least 88 people were injured.
Airbnb is trying to help the people affected by deadly storms in Tennessee. The company is announcing what it calls Open Homes program, offering free temporary housing to people who need it. That includes both relief workers and people whose homes are damaged. Airbnb is also urging people who have availability on their homes to come forward and help out. The storms in Italy and a tornado ripped through parts of Nashville and areas east of the city Tuesday morning. They wrecked hundreds of buildings, including entire subdivisions in Wilson County. At least 25 people lost their lives.
And tornado warnings are a helpful tool in keeping people safe during storms. But many people also want some sort of visual confirmation as well. This can make things difficult when a storm pops up overnight. However, there are a few things you can do to correct that.
The important thing is you've got to have really good situation awareness, and what that means is you pay attention when the weather's bad. If you don't have to get up early in the morning, in that case, if it looks like it's really bad off to your west and heading your way, stay tuned to the local weather and watch to see what people are, what the TV meteorologists are telling them, because they're there for that purpose.
Other handy tools include a weather radio. We also recommend allowing for push notifications from your WYMT weather app. And just like your smoke detector, as we spring forward this weekend, make sure to switch out the batteries in your weather radio as well.
The Magoffin County Judge Executive is simply fed up with people stealing road signs.
And now he and the county employees are taking extra steps to stop crime from happening. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher went out with the road department to learn about the precautions they are taking.
It is a crime.
This is not a prank. This is not a joke.
And officials in Magoffin County are taking matters in their own hands.
This is something that puts people's lives in danger.
Road signs are going missing throughout the county.
And we got a lot of hard workers in Magoffin County, but unfortunately, we got a lot of hard-working thugs, too.
Judge Executive Matthew Wireman has a list of steps they are implementing to stop the theft.
And we are putting them in with a 3-foot anchor base. We put a 10-foot pole down in there so the sign stands 7 feet tall.
Plus adding tamper-proof fasteners and trail cams to catch criminals in the act.
So we're going to start putting a couple of those out where we're in areas that we believe the signs may be tampered with.
If you choose to steal a sign, you could be putting lives in danger.
Because we went through a transition with 911 where the road names don't necessarily match the county road names.
These new signs are sporting the 911 address.
And as we know, in emergency services, minutes count.
Allowing services to get to an emergency faster.
But if we've got those road signs up there with county road numbers on them, you can pretty well know where that road is.
As they hope to put a stop to this ongoing problem. In Magoffin County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
And officials say if you are caught stealing a sign, you could face a hefty fine or jail time.
A federal judge sentenced a former local magistrate to 18 months in prison for selling drugs while running for office. The Lexington Herald Leader reports former Knox County Magistrate Jerry Rabbit Cox will also spend 6 months on house arrest after he is released. Cox sold oxycodone and hydrocodone to an undercover police informant while running for re-election in the 2018 primary.
Some chilly temperatures this morning across parts of the region. Let's take a look and you'll see some 30s and even some 40s across the area. Some much colder air than was expected, but a touch of frost is possible this morning. So give yourself time for a quick scrape as you head out the door. Just not a whole lot of time. Just give yourself a little bit of time to get those cars warmed up. Chilly in the 30s this morning, 65 this afternoon, back into the 30s with a few clouds developing through the overnight hours. Lacey?
And thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning.
More news, of course, is on the way. Just ahead, Appalachian Regional Healthcare operates 13 hospitals across Appalachia. This week, 5 of their emergency departments were honored for their hard work.
And students at Belfry Middle School had a ball or made one at least, while learning about the future of farming.